Hello, good evening. Welcome to News 360 from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda in Accra, live on DSTV channel 279 across all our social media platforms. It's TV3 Ghana. My name is Komla Adom.
And my name is Adela Michelle. Coming up in our headlines for tonight.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by Deluxe Acrylic Paint, Heaven Insecticide Spray and Coil,
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste,
and Apart Foods,
My Life Insurance.
IGP directs Homicide Unit of Police Service to take over investigations into suspected murders at Ebesim in Sunyani Municipality of Bono Region.
Also this evening, 4 organizers of Accra Street Festival dubbed Chale Wote still in police custody for breach of COVID-19 restrictions.
Fisherfolk and other residents of Dambai in the Krachi East region of district of Oti region lament over poor management of the premix fuel value chain and lack of life jackets to transport passengers on the Volta Lake.
And on the international front, U.S. drafts commercial airlines to help with the evacuation efforts a week after the Taliban seized control of Kabul.
We have the details of these stories, including sports, entertainment, and international, all coming up. Do stay with us over the next 60 minutes. Remember, we are live on DSTV channel 279, also streaming live on Facebook at TV3 Ghana. Let's begin with our very first story for tonight. The driver of the U-turn bus, which collided with another bus on the Accra-Winneba Road, has reported himself and is currently assisting police in investigations. The accident in the early hours of today claimed 10 lives, while 24 others were injured.
According to the police, the driver of the 33-seater U-turn bus with registration number GN 4741-10 was from Takoradi to Accra. At Gomua Mampong, he sped past the vehicle ahead of him and in the process collided with a 48-seater Kia Grand Bed bus with registration number GS 6262-19 from Accra to Elubo. 10 passengers, including the driver of the Kia Grand Bed bus, were confirmed dead on arrival at the health facility. 24 other passengers who suffered various degrees of injuries and were taken to the Trauma and Specialist Hospital at Winneba are receiving medical attention. Meanwhile, the Director General of MTTD, DCOP Francis Abuajinyakun, and the Deputy Central Regional Police Commander, DCOP Denise Abade, have visited the injured at the hospital.
Now, let's just have a recap of road accidents that have been reported over the weekend. And 19 persons perished in 2 separate accidents on the Accra-Kumasi and Kaswa-Winneba highways within 24 hours. 10 people have died after 2 buses collided at Gomua Mampong on the Kaswa-Winneba highway in the central region. Again, 9 persons, including a baby believed to be 6 months old, died in an accident that occurred on Saturday evening at Apedra Pig Farm Junction on the Accra-Kumasi highway in the eastern region. More updates that we have. Last Saturday, 2 people died in an accident on the same Apedra Pig Farm Junction stretch, and 2 weeks earlier, a police outrider leading a convoy of civilian police military personnel from Parliament crashed to death on the same stretch. So this is just a recap of recent reported road accidents here in the country.
Let's do some more stories here tonight on News 360. And poor management of a premix fuel value chain and the lack of life jackets still pose a threat to fishermen and residents of Dambai and Abotuase in the Karachi East district of the OT region. They want government to address these challenges.
Dambai is a predominantly fishing community along the Wote Lake. Many residents are also into canoe operations. Outermost concern to fisherfolks here is poor management of the premix value chain. They cited hoarding, diversion and smuggling of the commodity.
The issue of premix have been one of the serious things, and the 10 cause of death, drowning is part of it. If you don't have fuel to empower your outboard motors, and then the weather, to be able to read the weather safely, the boats, there will be accident.
When the premix fuel comes, we do not get some. We have complained several times to the traditional authorities. Now we're telling them if they do not let us have the premix fuel, we will go on strike.
The National Premix Secretariat is tasked with its distributions, and fisherfolks wants government to address the problem. Another issue of concern to both communities is tree stumps in the lake, which are a cause of numerous accidents. The Ghana Maritime Authority, mandated to provide safety of inland fishing communities, says 11,600 tree stumps have been removed, but residents are demanding more to be done.
We are pleading for you to be able to clear from Abotuase to Dodiajari, which is one of the serious accident-prone areas.
Rising death rolls on the lake has also been attributed to lack of life jackets for passengers, although the canoe operators claim passengers refuse to wear them when they are provided. A security task force has now been mandated to sanction canoe operators when passengers do not wear life jackets.
Already the assembly is doing a lot. We only came in to complement the efforts they are already putting in.
Authorities say there will be more engagements to ensure compliance.
Well, let's bring you more stories. And we know that Wednesday was International Photography Day. In the following report, we know that there are young people using their creativity to earn themselves some income through capturing portraits of people. Lifestyle photography has become popular, projecting people and giving them a great appeal. Now, this report done by Komlado meets two young photographers who have made this form of photography their forte, as their world marked a day to celebrate their works of art.
The making of some of the finest portraits of your favorite personalities can be a
And Komla, I was actually looking forward to see
that story. Yes, I mean, these are young people who putting a lot of efforts to create portraits and memorable photos of individuals and places, and they keep doing this and are earning an income from this. I'm sure after the break that we're going on now, we'll bring you the full reports. Keep with us.
Be Speed Up presents 10 steps to stay safe. If you can, stay home. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water. Keep alcohol-based hand sanitizer close for frequent use. If you must go out, maintain a safe distance of at least 1 meter from the next person. Cough or sneeze with your mouth and nose covered with tissue, or bend your elbow while doing so. Avoid handshakes or hugs. Keep a mental note of people you have come into contact with or places you've been to. Avoid touching your face with unwashed hands. Drink a lot of fluids and boost your immune system with fruits and vegetables. Bank whenever, wherever with UMB Speed Up. UMB Speed Up. Digibank, let's go.
The show was a jar or bar anyone conquer dim.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat. Lufat.
In Jija, woman malaria and kawan to them. Lufat, a malaria drop a cup.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And I Lufat. Lufat, a two malaria sententem.
FDA, I
welcome wherever you are on Planet Football.
You can go anywhere in the world, but nobody feels football like we do.
And they sing, they dare to sing.
It's a rhythm.
1-2.
1-1-2. Football.
La football.
Soccer.
1-2.
That moves us.
Salah to settle it. There's no feeling like that feeling.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
Nothing compares to DSTV's unbeatable football offering. So stay connected to watch the best football on the planet.
Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching News 360. Let's bring you our earlier story where there are young people using their creativity to earn themselves some income through photography. In the following report, we are telling you about two young men who have actually put photography lifestyle into a test.
The making of some of the finest portraits of your favorite personalities can be a chore. If you ask them, they will tell you the amount of man-hours that go into producing those stunning photos on the billboard, on social media, or even on magazine covers. As a universal language it is, transcending boundaries, everyone understands this. And for those of us in front of a camera, it means showing up looking the part, ready to be captured in a memory. But for the lifestyle photographer, it is a combination of creativity, good vision and use of equipment to make these memories. Two of my photographer friends have been at it for a long time.
I'm Ali Abdullahi, the CEO of Print Photography.
My name is Gabriel Akono, CEO of Celebrity Studio.
Ali and Gabriel have chosen this path, and it is no surprise they are taking it a notch higher.
I have the passion for it, so I feel like, okay, why don't I just hit the streets and then create my own images and then improve on my creativity as well. So that's why I'm here today.
I learned photography from Chale Wote Academy of Marketing. So that was 2010. And later my mom just arranged 1 or 2 cameras for me. And I started with that camera.
In an industry like ours, this work of art is definitely rewarding.
Sometimes when I sit down and I look at some great images that I've been able to create out of my creativity, then I smile and I hit my chest. Yes, I'm really proud of myself. And to those who understand it, really pay very well. And to those who don't understand the word photography, really stress you.
If you're into it and you have the equipment, you have good equipment, why not? You get a lot of money from it, because I have most of my colleagues and I also make money like 1,000 from it, photography per day, which I don't think like different company can pay you per day 1,000.
But there obviously are challenges and setbacks.
I decided to take this one contract and which went bad. We traveled all the way from Accra to Bolga, and then on our way back home we've been robbed, and with all our gadgets, everything is gone. With $500 in an envelope and in the bag.
For the clients, of course, we know those stunning photographs add a lot to our brands and provide us memories we cherish. Ali and Gabriel know this.
It's very, very hard to afford the equipment, and it's very, very expensive. So if you really, really want to do this, you should put your mind that, yes, what I'm going to do is an investment which will take care of me even in the whole lifetime.
By next few years, I have to travel with photography, travel all over the world just to take photograph, and at least companies should use it for their magazine. A lot of companies have to use my photo.
As photographers continue to be celebrated the world over, we would not pass up a chance to have our moments captured too, of course in some style. After all, this is a new normal. Be captured or be left out. Komla Adom, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's bring you one of our top stories this evening. The acting IGP has directed the homicide unit of a police service to take over investigations into murders at Abesim in the Sunyani municipality of Budumburam region. Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare was at the crime scene and later commiserated with families of the victims. Here's a report by Larry Pakwesi Moses.
The IGP met with the Abesim police and later conferred with the Abesim Hene Berma Kusiacho before meeting families of the murdered children. Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare also visited the crime scene at Alaska, a suburb of Abesim. Meanwhile, the police at Abesim have arrested a popular sports commentator in the Sunyani municipality. Richard Jamefi, popularly known as Fireman, was picked up over the suspected murder of a 13-year-old boy, Louis Ajiman. A search by the police discovered 3 human heads in his refrigerator. The 3 human heads and boy's body have since been deposited at the Best Care Mortuary at Mantunkwa in the Sunyani West municipality of the Bono region.
Well, the Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Police Service, Superintendent Alexander Obeng, has been interacting with the media after he joined the IGP and other top police officials to visit the area.
One, you are aware, a suspect appear, and we will make reference to the release we put out yesterday. The second one, name would help to help us with our ongoing investigation to unravel what, how, where.
We apologize for that. We'll bring you the full details of that story subsequently. But the Energy Commission is developing rules and standards to regulate Ghana's electric vehicle market. These, the Director of Renewable Energy Efficiency at the Commission, Kofi Ejako, noted are necessary for patrons to gain confidence in the technology.
The Energy Commission launched the Drive Electric initiative in 2019 in Madrid, Spain, during the COP25 conference to encourage the use of e-vehicles.
Ghana is likely to be a resting place or dumping ground of all the fossil fuel-fired vehicles that are going to be phased out from Europe and elsewhere. We are developing standards and regulations to regulate that market. But to be able to do that, there is the absolute need for us to let people have confidence in the product.
The Commission on September 23 intends to bring together players in the market for an e-mobility conference in Accra to streamline the industry.
There are several EVs in the country, way over the 100 that we predicted for the year 2020, and the charging stations that we had a target of 10. So far we have about 5, so we are way ahead of the times. Because we have a lot of things happening in the space, both the manufacturing side, the importers bringing in the cars, the charging station operators bringing in theirs, we thought it's wise to bring all the stakeholders together at one portion to speak to all that is happening, both from DVLA, the Ghana Revenue Authority angle.
To promote standards, the Energy Commission test drives imported e-vehicles. It takes 2 to 3 hours for a fast charge and 8 to 10 hours for a regular charge. Some shopping malls and organizations have started providing charging points. Some oil marketing companies are also installing charging points.
It is absolutely safe to charge a vehicle at an existing filling station. And the safety aspect of it is what actually warrants the standards that we are developing.
Electric vehicles rely on lithium batteries to store power. Ghana can plug into this point of e-vehicle value chain as there is evidence of lithium deposits in the Volta region.
Meanwhile, a team of young engineers in Ghana have begun developing indigenous batteries for electric vehicles and motorbikes. The idea is to avoid depending solely on foreign countries for the batteries by the electric vehicle users here in the country.
Electric vehicles and motorbikes have begun arriving in Ghana, and it is just a matter of time. More people will shift from using gas-powered vehicles to electric ones. With the growing demand of electric vehicles in developed countries like the United States and China, there were reports of shortage of EV batteries in recent times. But even before the demand of EV goes up in Ghana, a team of young engineers at Solar Taxi have commenced developing indigenous battery packs for electric vehicles and motorbikes.
Electric vehicles are, of course, undoubtedly definitely coming into the country. Hyundai has started, other companies have also started bringing electric vehicles into the company. So along the line, there will be the need to set up a battery lab in Ghana because we cannot always go outside the country to bring that. So I think if we venture this space, we are going to lead this technological advancement and also be able to expand to other sub-regions in Africa.
Battery itself contributes to almost 50% of the cost of the electric vehicle. Right, it's the only medium you could store the power and make it mobile. We couldn't always depend on outsiders. For instance, you import a car in here and there is a fault, you can't wait and import the batteries. It's not readily available. So we developing our capacity on battery development is supposed to help curb that problem that is going to arise.
The designing and building of the battery packs is dominated by 90% of women.
So I joined Solar Taxi about a year ago, almost a year, and then working here has been an amazing journey. I've gotten to have hands-on experience on how electric vehicles work, the cars, the motorbikes, and then having to learn how this battery pack is done. Like each process, it's an amazing journey.
I'm very excited because there are new things I've come to learn here since I completed school. After my national service, I just saw this as a platform for me to learn more on the electric vehicles and the electric motorbikes.
The project is being funded by MasterCard Foundation.
Let's bring you one of our major stories for tonight. The Chale Wote Street Arts Festival is one that exhibitors relish due to its high patronage. But what happens when the annual festival they look forward to is heavily affected by COVID-19 and throws them out of business? Peter Kaw Adato caught up with some of them at Jamestown here in Accra during the 10th edition of the festival, where 3 of the organizers were arrested by police for the breach of some COVID-19 restrictions.
The Chale Wote Street Arts Festival is an alternative platform that brings art, music, dance and performances out of the galleries onto the streets of Jamestown, Accra. The vision is to cultivate a wider audience for the arts by breaking creative boundaries and using art as a viable form to rejuvenate public spaces. The festival tells the African story in unique ways. For a decade, the old Usher Fort prison on the Atamil's High Street has played host to the week-long Street Arts Festival. The walls and cells of the old Art Usher Fort prison remained as backdrops for local artists to exhibit their breathtaking art pieces. In one of these cells is 24-year-old Charity Debbie Akiti, the only female among scores of male artists.
I usually do them on bleach fabric.
She is participating in the festival for the 5th time, but she has commenced her personal exhibition virtually in 2020.
This room is supposed to be called Chaos. That was a theme I used for last year. But the general theme for this year's Chale Wote is particularly remote. It's talking about our previous lives and lives generally, the life cycle of humans, and then we evolving and becoming new.
Charity uses great imaginative skills to create all manner of fine artworks using any material.
And usually I get inspired by the things around me, and I usually get inspired by the happenings in life, like Corona has infected us and it has made us change our lifestyle generally. I can't talk to you unless I have a nose mask on and all that. So I put all this in my artwork and I make sure I try to tell the story of how it affects me as an artist.
A number of art performances and thought-provoking art pieces fill the entire prison yard.
So I'm from Germany, and I'm really amazed what kind of different art Ghana has to offer. So, yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
But outside the old prison yard, the police stormed the high street to arrest the organizers over COVID-19 restriction breaches.
You're still watching NEWS360 here on TV3. Della, I know you know about the Chale Wote Festival so well. You've been there a couple of times.
Yes.
And so you understand exactly the concerns
I do get the concerns that the exhibitors are raising, because over the years it's been able to bring a lot of attention to us, where we get to exhibit the culture and of course what we have. But we have more stories after this break. Do stay with us.
Just a moment. And now power, huh? Yeah! And now, oh yeah, Jack Macron, no more. It's you cannot guess it there. Hey, you contumre. What okuni? Tomato sauce, I want you, baby. And a pasadine for box with salad, yeah. Hey, you stew. And a jollofa. Never to the one. That don't know it though. Up to that. And the ball of ya, or made to bunny a doa. You want a pass sauce? Check for you, sir. Oh, more tasty. And a big beans for the breakfast. Let's all a salad in the mouth. Oh, she and a patuna. We can puffle. Let's all a salad in the mouth. Oh, taste good. And a pan on dairy creamer. 4 box with so kinsey. Oats, not creamy tino. You and a spaghetti. Talia Papa B. Mansun in Sijadu Re. Nafa and a spaghetti the gum. Who and a pataliano I am ready for watching on you with you. So I am a pa, no, so good.
Whenever Princess starts, the neighbors do complain that her voice and the beats are too loud. Who is scared of the voices of tomorrow's superstars?
You special in your way. It's me, like no other. No one else can do it like you. It's me.
Must be a neighbor.
You special in your way. It's me, like no other. No one else can do it like you. It's me, like no other.
Here's to all amazing moms who identify and nurture the uniqueness in our kids.
Indomie instant noodles tastes great.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
You're welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Now, he entered Ghana with his parents at age 5 from Liberia as a refugee. 25-year-old Rogers says even though life at the Budumburam camp is challenging, he will miss the place if he gets to live there one day. My colleague Evelyn Tingma was at the camp on World Humanitarian Day and has come through with this report.
Rogers is the second and last born of his parents. He is now a man fending for himself and his parents, having stayed at the Budumburam camp for 20 years. He says life after senior high school took a different twist.
You find it difficult to get the food to even eat. Sometimes even to go to the public toilet, you need money to go to public toilet. You need money to buy water for the house. You need money to get water to drink. And ask yourself, if the documents you hold in your passport does not permit you to work, how will you feel comfortable in the society you find yourself?
But returning home is not an option.
The question I ask myself is, where am I going to start from? I've lived all my life here. Moving to a land that I don't know anything about is going to be a big challenge for me. So I would say no, I don't want to go back to Liberia. If the Ghana Refugee Board and UN can find a place for us out there, or at least give us some package that we can at least we can move forward in the society with, it will be a big help to us.
For now, Rogers depends on menial jobs outside of the camp to fend for himself and his aged parents.
When I was leaving the house this morning, the first question they asked me, when you are coming, make sure you bring something home for us to cook. As I'm talking to you now, I've not yet getting five pesos yet in my pocket. So if I should go back right now to go and tell them that, Mom and Dad, when I went out, I was not able to get a work to do. So I don't know how we are going to eat today. How are they going to feel?
He says he is extremely disturbed following a recent notice on the demolition of the camp by the Gomoa East District Assembly.
As I'm talking right now, it's a big panic to me and my family out there. We don't know anywhere we know we are going to. Let's come to even talk about house rents. Where do we know we are going to get that money from now?
In 2009, the UN formalized August 19 as World Humanitarian Day to advocate for the survival, well-being and dignity of people affected by crisis and for the safety and security of aid workers. And for Rogers, he is grateful for the support given to refugees, but it is his wish to further his education, give back to society and not be a liability on the Ghanaian community. Evelyn Tingma, Budumburam Camp, Central Region.
A security team facilitating the demolition of the 3-story building at the Makola market, which was ravaged by fire weeks ago, will need an extra day to complete its task. The demolition has become necessary following recommendations by a fire audit report released on the building.
Security personnel drawn from the police, the fire service, the 48 engineers of the Ghana Armed Forces and NADMO were assisted by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly in the 6-hour exercise. One of the 3 is being used, however, developed a fault.
Everything has been taken care of. Designated sites to park the debris have all been allotted, so everything is in place. Immediately they are done, you would see that the debris will be moved to the sites I'm talking about.
Earlier, roads in the area were closed to traffic, whilst activities of weekend traders were also disallowed. Motorists had to find alternative routes to and from the business district. The enclave will remain closed to trading activities on Monday, August 23rd.
Now, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has called on the Presbyterian Church of Ghana and the rest of the Christian community to voluntarily contribute funds towards the construction of a national cathedral. He made the plea when he joined the Adabraka official town branch of a Presbyterian church in Accra to celebrate the district minister, Reverend Kojo Usu Sapon's 30 years in ministry.
The Vice President, Baumia, lauded the role of faith-based organizations in the country's growth and acknowledged the contribution of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana in partnering government towards development.
There are efforts to build a national cathedral. It is very, very important that we build that cathedral. This is a voluntary exercise. Anybody who wants to contribute can contribute. I have contributed, and I will contribute some more. So I encourage everybody to think about it, and let's build it. It is not for anybody, it is for Ghana and for the glory of God.
The district minister, the Reverend Kweju Owusu-Sapon, appealed to government to build hospitals across the country to cater for the aged.
My passionate appeal is for your administration to consider establishing gerontology department in our various health facilities to take care of the aged with minimum delay. Why are they concerned? As a social scientist and as a planner, I have often worked on the aged, and in my recommendations, in the recommendations of many others, this has come up, but it seems little or nothing has been done about it. And you know, by God, I'll be out of it.
Dr. Muhammad Baumia responded positively to the appeal.
Ghana needs your rich and knowledge and experience in the area of development and social services at the local, regional, and national levels. In fact, you gave us free advice today that we should think about a gerontology department in all hospitals. It just makes a lot of sense.
The theme for the service was celebrating the favor of God.
Before we get into the sports segment, here is a teaser. The return of the various football leagues across the world means a lot to fans, and especially for pubs, drinking sports, and many football viewing centers. Those heavily reliant on football to run businesses like betting and pubs were severely hit by the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. But with the fans back, league off the ground again, and of course a renewed appetite for the game, there's light at the end of the tunnel for many of these operators. Martin Isiedudate has more in the following report.
Over £370 million has so far been splashed in the English Premier League summer transfer window and still expected to rise. Revenue for the English Premier League alone is expected to rise to almost...
So far as the Premiership has resumed, I hope, everybody hope that the fans will gain more confidence and then come back here to come and support their teams.
And now transform to business.
It will boost our business.
Business was really slow. I mean, you hardly see customers coming in. But after the football started, I mean, just recently, you can actually see people coming in, like all the football fans, the guys coming in, having their drinks, having their food. Business is picking up. I mean, it's covering up all the damages that happened, you know, during the COVID era. COVID is still there, but it looks like things are changing.
We have wash and basins just placed in front of the gate with our bouncers in place. What you will be asked to wash your hands or your palm, and then after you sanitize, then you'll be allowed to enter.
The story isn't different from downtown Nima, where operators are highly expectant of a boom in revenue for the new season.
Mongo demand like and you could see them buying. Someone even bought drinks and was sharing to among his colleagues. Oh yeah, someone out of joy. So truly, the football, when you bring guys together, at least they help themselves a lot.
With fans expected to return to these centers during a lingering pandemic, how are they preparing to welcome them?
Safety is very important. I mean, I know fans are going to turn up. Football is a big thing in Ghana. Everyone, I mean, it's a big thing everywhere in the world. But the first thing is safety. We're trying to make sure that everyone is sanitized at the gate. Temperature has been checked. They wear their masks. And some distance is being maintained.
Meanwhile, the new season kicked off with low patronage at some centers visited, but expected to pick up as the games roll by. So obviously the return of football means good news to football lovers and good news to businesses who are waiting for the fans to turn up in their numbers to both enjoy their game and support their business. Martin Esiedudate, TV3 News, Nima, Accra.
There's a lot more sports news when Aniela Alote joins us after this break.
Segment is brought to you by
Kel Kids Toothpaste.
It's time for sports on News 360. I am Aniela Alote. Now, Wafu Zone B champion Tazakis ladies have called on the leadership of the Ghana Football Association to show gratitude for the support and to present the Women's Champions League trophy. The second D Bayside conquered the sub-region 2 weeks following a 3-1 victory over Rivers Angels FC from Nigeria at the Maiden CAF Women's Champions League in Abidjan, bringing the tally to 3 trophies won in the 2020-2021 season. The club have also booked a ticket to the Champions League slated for Cairo later this year. The delegation was led by the club president, Nana Bey's manager Ohene Brenya Bampo, Kwesi Eso, former CEO of the club, players and technical team members. Ghanaian international Yao Yeboah scored a spectacular goal for Wisła Krakow on Saturday night to help the side thump Górnik Lechna 3-1 in the Polish top-flight league. 3 minutes into the second half, the exciting attacker displayed impressive skill as he danced his way past the defense of Górnik Lechna before firing a low shot into the back of the net. The former Ghana under-23 captain has been in tremendous form to keep going. He has now scored 3 goals in 6 league games this season.
They work hard sometimes without resources, support, rewards, and sometimes with little or no recognition. Historically, women have had profound impact on society in a myriad of ways while expecting nothing in return. This week on GMB, we celebrate women who uplift others with their kindness, compassion, bravery, and yet go largely unnoticed.
In the world of today, where women fending for themselves, breadwinners, contributing to the economic growth of this country.
I am a woman. Join us this Sunday live from TV3 Studio B at 8 p.m. on TV3. To keep your favorite delegate in the competition, dial *713*13# or download the TV3 Reality app on Apple Store and follow the prompt. Studio audience is strictly by invitation. GMB 2021, rediscovering true beauty. GMB 2021 shows Sundays at 8 p.m. and repeats Fridays at 3 p.m. and is sponsored by Lavon's Tomato Mix, Camel now from Kerex, Freedom from Casaprecon, GTP, Darling Lemon Drink, Airtel Tigo's Big Time Bundles, Lufat, Deluxe Acrylic Paint, Heaven Black Mosquito Spray and Coil, and Napa Mackerel, Geisha, Close Up, Ayo Insurance, Fun Milk Nutri-Day Yogurt, and supported by She's the bubbly one. She brings the fun to the show all the time. She oozes energy and class and makes the show tick.
Hi! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Ghana's best TV morning show, The New Day, right here on TV3.
He is the tough nut. He is Mr. Accountability. He keeps the powers that be on their toes, asking the tough questions.
Here, we interrogate the facts and dissect the critical issues.
But oh, he knows how to get down. She is a queen of social issues. She is great personified. She is witty and entertaining.
And every morning, we help you start your day the best possible way.
And together, they serve you a completely enthralling offering of the best mix of news, current affairs, entertainment, health, sports, every morning on your award-winning morning show, New Day, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every weekday. New Day, wake up, feel the sunshine. New Day is brought to you by Vodafone, Awake Purified Drinking Water,
Roma Insecticide Spray and Coil,
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Kel Kids Toothpaste,
Cowbell, Our Milk,
Adonko Next Level Energy Drink.
Time for some foreign news as the situation in and around Kabul airport still remains chaotic.
The U.S. have drafted commercial airlines to help with evacuation effort. Aircraft from Delta, United Airlines and others will help fly those already evacuated from Afghanistan to final destinations. Tens of thousands of Afghans are still racing to flee the country a week after the Taliban seized control. At least 20 people have died in the chaotic scenes in and around the airport since Sunday. Former Prime Minister Tony Blair has said the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan was wrong and based on an imbecilic slogan. He described the decision to withdraw troops from the country as tragic, dangerous and unnecessary. Mr. Blair, who sent troops into Afghanistan 20 years ago, said UK's involvement in Afghanistan was not a hopeless endeavor despite the Taliban takeover, and the sacrifice made by British troops was not in vain.
That'll be all for international news, and we'll end our package for us tonight here on News 360. But coming up next is Ghana's most beautiful Della.
Yeah.
And they are going to be speaking about the female heroes that we have in the country.
In their regions. And I think that is something that we should all look forward to, particularly for those who are the unsung female heroes. Tonight, we are celebrating all of them on Ghana Most Beautiful at 8 p.m. So stay with us.
So thank you for watching. There's more news on 3news.com. I am Komla Adon.
My name is Della Michelle. Have a good evening.